Shalom, back again with another lesson. Before I begin this lesson, I'd like to begin by first giving all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. I'm going to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who have learned this truth. I'm going to say peace and salutations to you, Archeum, you brothers out there laboring, pushing this word out in all truth and in sincerity, presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, which is your honorable service. I'll say shalom to you Israelite sisters, you Akwaf, that may be listening. Also to you Israelites that are scattered across the four corners of the earth. You may look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the chosen seed line. Shalom. So with all the things that have been reported in the news regarding the recent events with these wicked elites and these Epstein files that have been made public, yet again, we're led down another rabbit hole, right? So when it comes to the internet, the internet remains undefeated, right? That's one thing you have to remember is if the internet get mad enough, you ain't escaping what the internet digs up about you, right? The internet's going to hold up that mirror and you're going to see it, right? And it's going to announce it to the whole world because everybody's on the internet, right? But the beautiful thing about the internet is that there are people on there, right, that absolutely thrive on these seed theories, right? And if you understand what I'm trying to convey, you understand. These are the same people that went absolutely nuts over the disclosure, when they were talking about the unidentified flying objects, the UFOs or the UAPs, however you want to, describe it. But, these are the same people that have now gotten their fingers onto the Epstein files, right? So now it's made public. They're like dogs searching for buried bones. They're going to keep digging. They're going to keep digging until they reveal everything, right? And, these people, have very unique talent when it comes to these things, right? So people, these same people, right, have been looking at emails, right, that have been released through these files, right? They've been looking at the emails, and like I said, dogs looking for buried bones are searching. And they've come across an email, right, that contains, purchase of V-Bucks, right? And this was after the fact that Jeffrey Epstein, supposedly unalived himself. Like, so he's unalived himself, and yet there's emails showing that V-Bucks have been purchased. Now, if you're not familiar with V-Bucks, if you ever, if you have children, that play video games, V-Bucks is the in-game currency that is used for, the popular game Fortnite. So if you've ever heard of Fortnite and your kids play it, that's where V-Bucks, you probably spent money on it. To me, V-Bucks is like a black hole. So your money just goes to nowhere. And it's, the kids, they get excited when they get to wear their favorite costume and, stunt on their friends, and all this other stuff, it keeps them happy, right? But the fact that this elite PDF file, right? I'm trying to be careful with the words that I say. This elite PDF file, apparently he has an account, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you this clip here, this video clip. I want you to check this out, right? So here we go.
Maybe Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. In the Epstein files, there's a receipt from YouTube where his username is LittlestJeff1. Hello, LittlestJeff1. Wait, LittlestJeff1. There was a charge in May 2019, but he died in August. Wait, Chapter 5, Season 1? Wait, that was recent. Epstein's Fortnite account is active in Israel? No. Fortnite tracker, all right, gentlemen, we have the Fortnite account right now. Let's pull it up. The profile has just been made private. Wait a minute. Can I look at this on Wayback Machine? It has not archived that URL. Epstein just privated his account. I have screenshots of his stats confirming he's alive. How is this proof? Okay, so this is why people think that it's Jeffrey Epstein. He got a charge for $25 for V-Bucks on Fortnite. And this was on May 7th, 2019. And this is, again, keep in mind, justice.gov. This is the government website for Jeffrey Epstein right here. And this is Littlest Jeff with jeevacation@gmail.com. It could be a troll, but how could it be a troll if they did it so far in advance? The account isn't brand new. It was discovered. My guy faked his death and immediately started playing Fortnite. Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 10 ran from August 1st to October 2019. Crazy. Get the screenshot of him playing Season 6 before it's too late. Where are the other screenshots of this? I want to see it. It says I can't edit the post. Where's the imager link? Matches. So he and wait, this is season 4 and he had an 8% win rate? Look at chapter 3, season 17. 17% win rate? He has kids playing for him? He's in Tel Aviv playing Fortnite.
So as you can see, the internet, like I say, like a dog searching for a bone, how they do it, I don't know, but I'm impressed, right? Because they found that Jeffrey Epstein used to have an account, or has an account, an active account, on Fortnite, right? Which was used after he supposedly unalived himself from Tel Aviv, right? How they found out, the internet, the people on the internet, they have a special, unique talent, right? And like I say, they thrive on the controversy, right? Now, surrounding his unaliving himself, there was controversy even surrounding that. And I'm going to play this clip just to show you why I say that, right? So check these clips out, right?
It's the controversial video that is triggering a MAGA mutiny. It's supposed to show raw footage of the jail cell where Jeffrey Epstein was being held the night he committed suicide. The video was released by the Department of Justice to prove that no one entered Epstein's cell before he was found dead, and that he really did take his own life. But it's only fueling more conspiracy theories. Look, the video jumps just before 11:59 to midnight. There's 1 full minute missing. Attorney General Pam Bondi tried to explain the missing minute.
Every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
I spoke with forensic video expert Andrew Garrett. Do you think this is really the raw footage?
No, not at all. We've got major problems with this video. You have a missing section of the video. These are 2 actual videos stitched together.
So do you believe this video was purposely edited?
It definitely looks suspect.
Pam Bondi's declaration that there was nothing suspicious about Epstein's death is leading to a MAGA civil war. Fox News personality Laura Ingraham spoke at a conservative gathering over the weekend.
How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
So did Steve Bannon.
Epstein is a key that picks the lock on so many things, not just individuals, but also institutions.
But President Trump is standing by his attorney general. He gave her the thumbs up sign at the World Club soccer final Sunday. He also posted, Pam Bondi is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening.
So, have you seen that clip? You tell me. There's a whole gap, a whole minute that was scrubbed from the CCTV footage. So I want to ask you this, right? If you go inside your bathroom, right, and you come out of your bathroom, does it take you a minute to walk out of the bathroom, or could you just get out of the bathroom within a 10-second time frame, right? So would it not be easy for him to duck out of the prison cell and then put somebody else in there and say, oh, yeah, we found his body, blah, blah, blah. That's such a possibility, right? Now, who knows? Maybe he did manage to get away and he's still currently out there living his best life. Because remember, he was well connected with a lot of people, a lot of important people in leadership, like leadership positions in government, right? AKA Donald Trump. Right? So who knows? Maybe he was using Fortnite as a recruitment tool, right? Lord knows they definitely use that on Roblox or Robux, whatever they call it. Roblox. That's a PDF hunting ground, right? Now, the reason I know that is because my kids play Roblox, right? And there was a situation where there was this YouTuber, I believe his name was slept or something like that. Oh, let me search it up, right? So you look at let's see, Schlepped. I think it's SCHLEP. Yeah, Schlepped situation Roblox, right? So Schlepped, right? He's a YouTuber, right? That fell victim to these PDFs, right? So basically, he explained this story because I looked into this, right? He explained this story where he was groomed by a predator, right? And what the predator did is they were messaging him through Roblox, but obviously what they did is they had him go over to a Discord, right? So if you know Discord is like a messaging app. It's almost like WhatsApp, but it's like a gaming messaging app. So you know you can play games there and you can talk through the Discord servers or whatever the case may be. So the PDF lured Schlepped onto this Discord, right? And then lured him to this place, you know, in under the umbrella of playing video games like Roblox, and ended up taking advantage of Slept, right? So Slept was the victim of an assault by a PDF, right? So what he ended up doing is he made this YouTube channel where he was exposing these predators, right? To protect the kids online. So they didn't get drug off these apps. So you'd go to these games, and I believe he named some of the games where they all hang out, and he was basically, you know, monitoring the communication that was having with these people, and he would report it. And what he was doing, he was I think he was setting them up, and he was gathering all this evidence, and he was relaying that evidence to the police and getting these predators arrested, right? And he was posting it on YouTube, so they were outed, to basically stop predators from preying on these children that play these games, you know, thinking it's safe, you know? And then what ended up happening is Roblox, the platform, the people in charge, the ones that control Roblox, they permanently banned Schlepp's account, right? They permanently banned him from the platform, citing it was a terms of service violation, which made it unsafe for the kids, right? So basically, it's almost like they were defending or protecting these PDF files. Now, with everything that's just been released, and the fact that there's controversy concerning, you know, whether, hey, the monster himself, the one that's highly connected in high levels of government, who's connected to these people, right? These, you know what I mean? Like these celebrities, these politicians, these princes, all these people, you know, it would make sense that this guy, you know, was allowed to escape, and why, you know, these tools that they use to commit these atrocities, you know, are being protected. You know what I mean? So obviously with the situation with Schlepped, he's raised it to like the courts and everything. He's suing Roblox. So if they shut that thing down, then good riddance, right? But you know, they're doing all these things, right? And it just goes to show you that these people are absolutely wicked, man. Absolutely wicked, and you cannot trust them. So I'm going to read a couple of scriptures and I'm going to close it out there, right? So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12. I think I've read these in the past, you know, a couple of lessons I've done, so you probably recognize them. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy." Don't trust these people. "For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Right? They are wicked. The scriptures tell you that these people are wicked, man. These are the Edomites. Verse 11 says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." Because these people are never going to be straight, man. They're never going to be, you know, they're never going to not be wicked. This is their lot. This is what the Lord made them, right? They're liars. These people are liars, right? That's why it's important. You know, you should always be careful of what your kids are doing online. Always be careful, because these predators are out here, man. These predators, man. That's why the Lord needs to come back, right? And they need to be eradicated from this place. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him." These people are liars. They're murderers. Eating babies. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. These people are sick, man. They need to go, right? They need to go. I'm gonna read one last scripture and I'm gonna close it off there, right? But again, you know, these people, man. Right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2, right? It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light. And that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetop." So my hat goes off to these people on the internet that are digging up this truth and revealing all these things, right? These people need to be exposed, man. Enough is enough, right? So I'm going to leave it there. And, you know, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, who rule well. And I want to say shalom. It's on to the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.